Okay, so we're about to go on a journey. I am getting ready for my engagement pictures in about a month. Jeez. And I'm having a hard time figuring out what makeup I'm gonna do. So basically, we're gonna walk through an entire makeup look. Just as a tester, this probably won't look great. I'm A, not a professional, and B, since I don't really know what I'm doing exactly, I don't know, it could turn out bad. Also, I'm going to be trying some things out. Months back, I really wanted to try a cream contour, but I've always been too scared to do it because every time I do my makeup, it's like I'm going somewhere. So I want it to look good, and I don't want to have to restart because usually I'm in a time crunch to get my makeup done. So I don't want to get all the way through foundation and mess up cream contour and then have to completely restart. I have already prepped my face. I washed my face, moisturized, and I used the Hangover Primer by Too Faced. It's just this Hangover. So, I'm going to start with foundation. I usually use Born This Way, but I really don't want to waste it just on like doing a look. I'm afraid I'm going to waste it. I also have this Stila one, or Styla, I think it's Stila. It's just a liquid. Okay, I'm going to do Born This Way just because I know this is the one that I'm actually going to use on the day of my pictures. Because this is my go-to. So what I do is I go through and I use a brush first, and then I go in with a beauty blender and I press it into the skin. So. So I'm like all that good, and start tapping this in. With that later. I wonder if you can even see that. Okay, now the moment we've been waiting for. Cream contour. Okay, I'm scared. I think I tried using this once and it like epically failed, so but we'll make it work. Okay, So I think I'm gonna try to actually go in and like buff this out with this little brush. I am going to take this little, I think it's a little baby like primer brush. I'm going to use this too. Buff this guy out. The worst part about nose contour is like finding a contour color that like looks awesome with the rest of your face and then being like way too like warm for your nose. It's so hard to find a good color. Okay, so that looks like whack, but I am gonna like highlight with some concealer down my nose to fix the rest of that. Okay. Wow. I'm definitely, these do not match. I'm gonna bake to get this shit to all tie together all nicely. Okay. So I'm going to grab my highlight. Why do I keep saying highlight? My concealer. I kind of swear by Tarte Shape Tape at this point in time. Another one that I really like is, oh god, that one is so old, it's like worn off. This Bye Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics. It works good too, but Tarte Shape Tape is my go-to. That one, okay, so I will say the Bye Bye Under Eye by It is a lot more sticky than the Tarte Shape Tape. It just lays down sticky. The Tarte Shape Tape, it fully just, it kind of mattifies you, so. I'm wiping off all my brushes right now. And we'll get at it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little guy It's kind of dirty. I don't know what color I used last on this. I use this one for my under eyes sometimes, so God only knows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this translucent powder and just dip this so lightly. And I'm going to, we'll blend out these creases real quick. Okay, so basically, what I was gonna do is I'm gonna take this translucent powder and I'm gonna put that like in the crease and higher, but I'm not gonna put it on my lid. I just wanna like set this up here with some powder so that when I put my crease colors down, it'll all blend well. Most basic step done. Okay, now comes the decision of picking a palette to start with. I might honestly use this guy. So I'm gonna point at the colors I'm using just mainly for me, for if I do like this and I want to recreate it for the pictures, that way I know exactly what I did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this one. I wish I knew the names of these, but I'm gonna start with this guy and just put that in the crease. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take this clean, bigger, fluffy brush and just kind of make sure this is all buffed out the way I want it to be. I'm just lightly touching my skin. Just kind of feathering it all together. And I'm mainly doing this for like this edge right here. I don't want that to be like super sharp. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take like a slightly darker color and I'm gonna use a smaller brush. Use this little guy. I think it's like actually for your crease. I don't know that though, so don't quote me. So I think I might actually take this shade right here and dab a little bit of that. And I'm gonna put that like right here. Dab a little bit on the outer corner of the lid and kind of just work it up into this outer crease area. I'm gonna go like a little over halfway and just stick to right in there. So then what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this little fluffy brush that I started with. I'm gonna go back in with the crease color that I used to start with, and I'm going to kind of just blend this out as well as I can. you can see like I've added a little bit of dimension over here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to like raise this just a tad because I do kind of have hooded eyes. So while it looks a little darker, you can't like fully see it just because that's just how my eyes are. So I'm going to take this up here, kind of onto my crease area. Just lightly pulling it up. My lips are so dry and cracked, it's nasty. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with my other eye. Okay, now is the time to test out this bluish color. I haven't actually tried this before, so I don't know how it's gonna apply. Dark colors, I literally never know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna completely, like this is a super old hoodie, so I really don't care how it looks. Wipe off all the product off with this little baby brush, and I'm just gonna go in with a clean brush and kind of just oh god, this could be turning downhill really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with my blender color. And also that darker one that I just put on before the bluer one, and I'm just gonna use that to blend out this outer corner mess I've just created. Okay, so I'm an idiot. Definitely gonna put some powder underneath my other eye before I do the dark over here. Just so that if I do have any fallout like I did like that, I can just sweep it right off. Okay. My eyes are creasing so bad. Like, this is kind of just a train wreck, but I've come this far. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a shimmery and put it right here on my inner lid. Really to like make my inner corner pop, because I just don't have super wide eyes and I want them to be bigger, like appear as bigger. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little flat guy right here, super skinny. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna spray it with this setting spray. It's MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. And just get a little bitty squirt on there just to make the tip like wet. And then I'm gonna go in and pick some product up like that. And just okay. So I'm gonna do that, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take first I'm gonna take this bigger fluffy brush and kind of just lightly go over this stuff just to make sure it is blended out good. And then I'm gonna take my smaller one that I already had clean, and I'm just gonna go over my crease, come up to where this meets, and kind of just like blend that out a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and dust off this too. Get this to look like skin again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna take this dark blue that I used and I'm gonna put it out here on my outer corner of my lower lash line. And that looks like super harsh at the moment, but we will fix it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this, my crease color that I used, and I'm going to buff this out. So taking this crease color and just buffing that out. I'm gonna take this darker color that I put in the crease too. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and kind of just do my outer. Corner. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little baby white fluffy brush that I had earlier, So I just dunk it through like a dark burgundy color. So where I left off at, I was doing my under eye. Really just trying to like blow this out, connect these two right here. Honestly, I think I'm gonna dig in this too. So I'm gonna take this little peach color I'm using right here. I'm gonna take that and just kind of take it up top, just the very, very top, and just continue to do that like so. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this guy over here, do the same thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another palette. I'm going to go with this one actually. And I'm going to grab this color right here. And what I'm going to do is, if I can find my little baby brush. So I have this little brush. It's super, super small, super skinny. I'm going to take that. And I'm just gonna dab that in there and put that right here in the corner, the inner corner, just to give that like a good pop. Just to open it up, because that was the whole goal with using the shimmer on the lid. I really want my inner corner to jump out. Like, hello, here I am. Wide-eyed and ready to party. Okay, so I'm gonna do mascara eyeliner. For my eyeliner, I'm gonna do a wing and we'll see how it turns out. Okay. So I'm gonna leave those alone, and while that stuff is doing its thing, I am going to do the rest of my face really quick. So I'm just gonna take some bronzer, and I use this Hoola Light. Can get it open. And since I like went through and did like the cream contour, I shouldn't have to do a whole lot to my face now. I'm gonna take this guy, this little baby eye right here. Just go over what I already did earlier. I'm gonna take this brush. It actually goes with the one I was just using. And I'm just gonna use that to like soften these edges. And so I've heard that you're supposed to actually like go a little harder with makeup if you're gonna be like photographed. So I'm just gonna take this slightly darker bronzer. I think it's also from Too Faced. Yeah, Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. And I'm just gonna use that to like kind of warm up my cheeks a little bit. Okay, so call those good. And then I'm gonna take a little Morphe blush palette. I don't think I want that one. I think I want this peach one. Okay, so it's got like these little peach tones in it. I'm just gonna take a little fluffy, like angled brush. You can kind of see the angle there. And I'm just gonna use, I guess I'll do a combination of the two. Just gonna dip it through both. Really tap off the excess, and then I'm just gonna like lightly just kind of tap it right along my bronzer. So all that good, and then I am going to do some highlighter real quick. And then I'm gonna put on some Lily lashes, and these are Boston. Okay, I'm gonna do some lips, and then we'll be done. The lips are so cracked and ratchet looking, so it's just gonna be as good as they get. Okay, so my phone totally cut me off with my last video, but I threw on some lipstick and some lip gloss, and also one of the outfits I'm going to wear for my engagement shoot. I just wanted to see how the colors had together to see if it looked well or if it looked crappy. Honestly though, I think it came together pretty nicely. I feel like it looks a lot better in person than it's looking on camera. But I'm a big fan. I think it turned out well, and I think this is probably the route I will go for the day of. But yeah, that's all I have for you. I'm glad I made it through this, and it didn't turn out completely horrible like I thought it would. And yeah, so I'm a really big fan of the finished result. So yeah, so thank you for watching if you even did.